Hello, I am Count Devula, and welcome to It Came from the Vault. And I can see that you are ready. You have your popcorn popped, your glasses are full, and your lights are dim. So you are ready for me to bring you another terrifying, scary movie. And if it was up to me, you'd be getting that. But unfortunately, Percy is in control of that. He's this pesky poltergeist, and I have to deal with him all the time. He does come through once in a while, but usually not. And tonight I've heard the title, and I'm not holding out much hope. It's just simply called Being Boys, Being Girls. Now, that has its own terrifying things to go with it, depending on what you're talking about. But I don't know. From that title, I don't know. This doesn't sound horror. What? Percy? Oh. It's a 1970s Canadian sex education film. Well, that could be scary in its own way. But those Canadians do know a thing or two about sex. So let's see. We can have fun with it. So, demo. Oh, we did that already. It's time now for Being Boys, Being Girls on It Came from the Vault.
You are an important part of the new generation of young people, growing and learning in preparation for the time you will be an adult. While all of you are similar in some ways, isn't it amazing how much each one is different from everybody else? Some people have straight hair. Others have curly hair. You may have a stockier build than some people, or you may be tall and slim. Just as all human beings differ in appearance and behavior, so they differ in the way they grow. A baby's arms and legs are very short compared to the rest of the body, and remain relatively short during early childhood. At 9 or 10, arms and legs start to lengthen more rapidly and become more in proportion to the rest of the body. But no two people ever grow at exactly the same speed, and the different ways people grow produce differences in build. The way you are growing is only part of what makes you different from everyone else. Personalities differ from person to person, too. You can't change the way you grow, but you can develop your personality by learning about healthy attitudes and how to behave with others. Keep in mind as you grow that your personality is part of you, and developing it is part of growing, perhaps the most important part.
And if you're lucky, you will grow to be as fabulous as Count Devula.
Some things you had to be reminded about not long ago, you now want to do as you begin to take personal pride in your appearance. Growing up requires you to adjust to many changes. No longer do your parents have to care for your every need. You have learned to take care of yourself in many ways, and now you are expected to take over these responsibilities. You have been taught to clothe your body before going out in public, but now clothing has become much more than just covering for your body. You have found that some types of clothing are more suitable to you than others.
I strongly recommend you wear a cape with everything.
And you are beginning to use color and style in dress to help you to look more attractive. These things are marks of your social development, part of the preparation you are making toward the day when you will be expected to take your place in the world as an adult. These are years of change for you, and you're changing in every part of yourself. You're growing up, in mind and body, learning understanding and respect for yourself and others, finding self-esteem in the give and take of human relations.
And just a friendly reminder that Count Devula is available for birthdays, weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs. A ghoul's gotta eat.
When you were very small, you were so busy discovering new things you didn't remain interested in any one of them for very long. Now you know that there are specific things you like to do best, and you take the time to learn to do them well. And you know that there are particular people you like more than all the others. Our feelings change in many ways as we grow up. When we were babies and wanted something, we wanted it right away. Now we have learned to wait and plan for the things we want. And we learn to love our parents in a more grown-up way. Helping around the house is one way we have of showing that we love them. And while a girl is helping her mother around the house, she's learning and practicing the art of homemaking.
She's also probably thinking of what it's going to be like to put her mother, that slave-driving mother, in a home someday. Well, it's intermission time, and well, I don't know if this is terrifying enough, but there's... You know what? I couldn't believe it. I don't care if times were different in the 70s. That was nudity. We protected you from it, but I can't believe Canada is as racy enough to show a bare bottom. Bum, whatever you want to call it. Just cannot believe it. And I'm pretty sure the male's voice in this is Canadian Alex Trebek, and he probably didn't want his name anywhere near childhood nudity. Ooh, I get the willies just saying childhood nudity on one of our King from the Vault. Anyhow, let's get back to this thing. Let's hope there's some kind of body count. Oh, we know there won't be. Roll the film. It came from the vault.
You could comb your own hair when you were 6 years old, but now you take greater care because you take more interest in your appearance. And you know that there are different kinds of clothing for different kinds of places, too. This girl wouldn't wear a swimsuit to school, and neither would you. Growing up isn't easy. The way we think we feel about things changes any number of times. So we talk and talk, and sometimes it helps us to sort things out. Other times, the only thing we learn is that our friends are confused, too. A parent, a teacher, the school nurse, or a guidance counselor, these are some of the people who can help us avoid confusion, and they can be some of the best friends we'll ever have.
Choose wisely. I still know quite a lot of adults that don't know a thing about life.
A boy can learn the meaning of responsibility and independence by taking on a part-time job. A boy with a paper route takes a few hours a week from his recreation time, but it's well worth his effort. He earns enough money to buy some of the things he wants, without having to ask his parents for it, and this helps him to feel independent. He knows his customers rely on him, and this teaches him to be reliable.
Of course, this takes place at a time where girls couldn't get part-time jobs.
There's still lots of time for a game of ball with the other fellows, and because he feels a special satisfaction from having done his job well, he enjoys the game all the more. There is a good feeling, too, about getting your homework done before you settle down in front of the television set. Then you can relax and enjoy watching your favorite program. And very often, a big brother can be helpful when a younger member of the family needs a little guidance with a problem.
Now get the hell out of here. It Came from the Vault is about to come on.
There are many ways a boy can do his part as a member of the household. Part of belonging to your family is being able to accept responsibility for your home and the things that your family shares. Learning about responsibility now and getting along with other members of your family can make a big difference in your relationships with others, not only now, but in your future.
Just about everybody wants to have friends.
What do they mean, just about everybody wants friends? Shouldn't that be everybody wants friends?
Friends to talk to, and friends to play with, or sometimes just to be with. You may be the kind of person who knows a great many people because you find it easy to be friendly. Or you may be the kind of person who prefers to have a very few friends who are close to you. Real friendship usually requires a certain amount of give and take. You help your friend with the science lesson, and he'll be there when you need help with your English lesson. If you're a person who can be trusted and is considerate of others, you won't have any trouble making or keeping friends. Your friends usually have the same interests you have.
Sleeping all day, horror movies, shenanigans at night, Kenny Loggins albums.
And most of the time, you will probably want to do what they do. But there will also be times when you feel you should say no to something a friend wants you to do. If this happens often, perhaps it is time for you to find other friends whose ideas of right and wrong are more like your own. If you have trouble getting along with others, find out why. A talk with your parents or a teacher you particularly like can help you to find the reasons. And once you know why, you can start doing something about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not deep in thought. Whenever I hear a pan flute or a recorder, I'm taken away to another time. And I wish I was in another time instead of having to watch that. I don't know what was going on there. That film was all over the place. I'm more confused than ever about being a boy or being a girl. It's just a bunch of facts. There's nothing going on. I thought those Canadians knew a little bit more about sex. But what do I know? I know a lot about sex, but that's a story for another time. Anyhow, maybe next time Perce will whip out a horror movie. I hope you had a good time, as I did. And we'll see you next time on It Came from the Vaults.